We're moving into a new chapter now, and we're going to be taking a look at viewports and annotation, especially annotative annotation. But before we do that, let's take a look at the new drawing we've got for you. It's called new metal plate.dwg. And when you open it up, it should open up in the model tab, looking at the plan view of the drawing. Now, if you zoom out a bit, you'll also see that there's a section view and a side view there as well. But we just want to look at the plan view for the moment. So zoom and pan to get the plan view there looking as it should. Now, one of the things that you often do to communicate your design intent is you put things into scaled viewports in your layout tabs. Now, make sure you've downloaded, obviously, new metal plate.dwg. And at the moment, you're in the model tab looking at the plan view. What I'd like you to do is click on the plan view layout tab. Now, when you go to the plan view layout tab, you can see we've got a simple title block there, and there's a little grey viewport here, like so. So if I click on that viewport, it selects it, and down here on the status bar, it lets me know what scale that viewport is at. So if I click on the little flyout arrow, it's at 1:2. Now, if I just click on 1:1, it does something a bit weird. It scales it, and you'll notice all of the annotative dimensions disappear as well. If I now come back to 1:2, it all goes back again, and you get your dimensions back. Now, this is why viewports and viewport scaling and locking viewports and making sure they're fixed is important. Because if somebody decides to double click inside that viewport and do a weird bit of zooming and panning like that, now that viewport is not at any scale. So what I need to do there now is, can you see the viewport scale has gone a bit weird? I set that to 1:2 again. I pan without zooming and get the 1:2 back in the viewport and double click outside the viewport to deactivate it. Now, it's really important that you lock your viewport at your viewport scale, especially when you're using annotative annotations such as annotative dimensions. So we select the viewport like so. And what we do, there's a little padlock down here like that. Can you see selected viewports are not locked? Click on the padlock. It is now locked. The little blue padlock appears on the status bar. Now, if I double click inside that viewport, even if I try and zoom, can you see the viewport is locked? I can't change the viewport scale. And that's what you need to do with your viewports once you've got everything the way you want it in your drawing. It stops people messing up the viewport scale, but also if you're using that annotative dimensioning, it also makes sure that the annotative scaling stays in place as well. Now, let's jump to the sections and elevations layout tab. Now, when I hover over this viewport here, can you see there? It is a standard viewport at a standard scale of 1:2. If I click on it, you'll notice, again, it's not locked. Now, with it selected like that, I don't have to go down to the status bar to do this. What I can do with the viewport selected is right-click and go Display Locked and say Yes. Now, when I select that viewport, can you see it's locked down there on the status bar? So I can use the shortcut menu or the status bar to lock my viewports. Just hit Escape a couple of times, and that deselects the viewport, and you now know that both of your viewports are locked in your drawing, and therefore your scales in your viewports won't change.